Welcome to High Quality Trades, everyone, the channel where I provide top-notch technical analysis on the stock market, where we go over simple support and resistance levels, trend line breaks, and pattern formations, and I give you the price targets of where price is headed in the coming days. So in today's video, we will be going over the SPY, the QQQs, and the VIX. So first up, we have the SPY on the 4-hour time frame. Today, the SPY closed at 560.79. It reached a high of 563.91 and a low of 559.05. We were negative 0.24% on the day. Alright guys, what is price currently doing? Well, it does look like the SPY is trying to fill its gap here on the 4-hour time frame. With today's price action, it does look like we reached a high of 563.91. But ultimately, this gap does not fill until 564.26. So we did miss it by just a little bit. Now, as long as this gap remains open, the bears still have some control to push price lower. But if the SPY does manage to fill this gap come tomorrow, that will be bullish for price to continue pushing higher onto new all-time highs. If you remember, we do have this falling broadening wedge on the charts that doesn't complete until around 575.74. So that is where I'm looking for price to head in the coming days. But if we cannot fill this gap on the 4-hour time frame, it is possible that the SPY falls down to 555.16, and if that level breaks, then we don't have any support until 547.55, which does reside somewhere in this vicinity of the 200 period moving average as well. Now if we go into the 15-minute time frame, the SPY fell below its 200 period moving average on the 15-minute today. This is slightly bearish for price to fall down towards the 555 level come tomorrow. But if we do get back above this 200 period moving average and we push higher, well, we have this gap fill that doesn't fill until around 564, and then we also could come up here towards resistance of 565.60. So either way, we're trapped in between support and resistance at the current moment. Okay, that's it for the SPY. Let's go over the QQQs. So the QQQs on the 4-hour time frame. Looks like we fell below our support level here today at 475.74. This is slightly bearish for price to fall down to 467.76 tomorrow. And if this level cannot hold as support, it is possible we fall all the way down to 458.56. But it does look like we're managing to hold this 200 period moving average on the 4-hour as some type of support. If this can hold and we push higher tomorrow, we have resistance up here at 484.45. And if we're able to break above this level, there is a gap on the 4-hour time frame that doesn't fill until around 495.72. The price will have some resistance at. Now the QQQs also has a falling broadening wedge on the charts. This pattern completes somewhere around 490, so I'm looking for a price to at least head to this level and get a full pattern completion of the falling broadening wedge before any type of retracement in the market. Ultimately, we'll just have to see which way price decides to go tomorrow. Let's go over the 15-minute time frame real quick. So the QQQs is below its 200 period moving average on the 15-minute. This is bearish for price to fall lower come tomorrow morning. The moving average has started to curl over and is downward sloping. So as long as this moving average is moving towards the downside, it will act as resistance as price comes near it. It is most likely for price to fall further from it and actually fall down to this 467.76 level tomorrow. But if we do get back above the 475.74 level and push higher and get above the 200 period moving average and say it starts to slope up, well, that would be bullish for price to head upwards of the 484.45 level. And if we're able to break above that level, then yeah, we could possibly go try to fill this gap on the 4-hour time frame. So that's what I'm looking for price to do tomorrow on the triple Qs. Let's go over the VIX. We are in between support and resistance at the current moment. We have support here at 1537 and resistance up here at 1732. Price seems to be following the 200 period moving average on the 4-hour time frame at the current moment. Now if we bring up our MACD, we are still pushing towards the zero line. This is bearish if price is able to break through on the MACD. If we end up breaking through this level and pushing higher, that is bearish for the market and the VIX will continue its upwards trajectory. But if this 200 period moving average can now act as resistance and we fall lower towards the 1537 level, possibly break below this, price would fall all the way down to 1396 tomorrow. That would be more bullish for price if the VIX starts to fall. Let's just look at the 15 minute for 1 minute. So we have stayed below the 200 period on the 15 minute. So this is bullish for the market and bearish for the VIX. As long as the 200 period acts as resistance, we will fall lower tomorrow towards that 1537 level. This does look like a head and shoulders pattern actually now that I'm looking at it. So if price falls below this 1590 level, it is possible, if this is a head and shoulders pattern, that price could fall down towards that 1396 level, which would be near a gap fill actually. So it is quite possible for the VIX to complete this head and shoulders in the coming days. Well, this gap would fill at 1329. That's a good price target for the VIX to fall towards in the coming days. Alrighty guys, and with that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching high quality trades, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck with your trading. Goodbye.